Welcome back to 10 Cents Podcast. I'm your host, Robert Grill, and I have Adam and Dusty. And this week, we have Adam's voice back.
Yay!
We think we figured it out.
And I didn't die from the Rona.
And you didn't die from the Rona. I
was worried.
I just chalked your...
We got Adam back out of witness protection program.
Honestly, I didn't really realize it at the time, how bad it was. I just chalked it up to, one, you were sick, and two, the internet was cutting in and out. So I was waiting for you to clear your throat, and then everything went back to normal, and just kept moving forward. And apparently that was not the problem.
I think it was that my child had knocked my modem down, and it was laying face down and messing with my Wi-Fi. And I'm about as far away from my modem as I can be, and still be in my house back here in the corner. So apparently that's all it was.
Yeah, you're definitely a lot clearer today.
Or it's all fucked up and we can all make fun of it again next week. I don't know.
I legitimately almost fell off my bicycle whenever you changed over last week.
I'm glad that was, I was there for you for that.
On top of laughing at Iowa Man over and over again. So
that's just our comedic genius. We planned this all along.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone knows that's how good of a planning system we have.
Yeah, we're known for our long planned out jokes.
Well, actually saw this under the comedy listing on Apple Podcasts last week, so it works out.
That's too bad.
Yeah, we're automotive comedy. Well, if anyone knows us, they know full well that we can't plan shit. We can't even plan the end of the episode by the time this episode starts. Because last week, for example, I said that there was no way I was going to Grid Life. My last event of the year was at St. Louis. That lasted all of 3 days before...
You should have known better, Robbie. You should have, because you never can say that I'm not going to do something on the podcast, because then you end up doing it. I'm going to put an LS in my car. I'm going to fix the SR. Look where you're at now. I mean, you started that early, and
it's not that I
stuck with that.
It's not that I didn't want to go. I was just like, I got all this other stuff. I'm planning already for 2021. I got all this other.
Yeah.
I'm really planning ahead. I got a lot of stuff next year, and then my buddy Adam Pacetto, who listens to the show, and we do all our time attack together. He messages me, and goes, "Hey, I can't make it to Alpine. You want this ticket?" I was like, well, yeah. Because, I mean, he was the one at Heartland Park that his S2000 didn't go home in one piece. So I mentioned
Oh, no. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mentioned it last week that cars didn't all go home in one piece. And he was one of them. And he hasn't posted any pictures of it, so I'm not going to go into a lot of details. I just know that it won't be ready for Alpine. And his plan is to, I think, make it to TT Nationals with it. So I think he's scrambling to get it for that. But he's got
it's too bad.
So
that's a bummer.
I'm glad that it's fixable, at least that he's hoping it is. It's not a total.
It wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be, but it definitely wasn't an easy fix. So there's a lot of stuff that has to be replaced, it looks like. But so pull it straight, and then hopefully replace just some body panels and some other few things here and there, and hopefully he's ready for TT Nationals. But he had tickets or a driving pass to Alpine Horizon, and he knew I wasn't planning on going. And he goes, "Well, how you want this ticket?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you? I get. What do you want for it?" No, we're not talking money. Like, do you want this ticket? Oh, you son of a bitch. Yes, I guess I'll go to Grid Life.
What a dick.
Yeah, he's so rude. Just being so nice and paying it forward like that.
It totally threw a wrench in my plan for the show this week of coming on here and just guilting you nonstop for not coming to Pikes Peak. So,
yep. So now I got to figure out how to do that. I got to figure out my trailer, because I thought I had it fixed. Now I don't. So it might be one more. Yeah. So I thought it was the battery, and that definitely helped. So I replaced the battery.
I don't think we talked about that on the show. I think you just talked about it in the group.
Okay.
So what's up with the trailer?
Okay. So it would work when it work off and on whenever it kind of felt like it. So it would either.
So what works?
So it's a hydraulic tilt it's got an electric motor that runs the hydraulic tilt. So it pushes.
His trailer is very fancy.
It's not.
Yeah. Well, he's Robbie, so
it's not. It's an open trailer. It's a tilt open trailer. So
Robbie lives a fancy life. He's just not willing to admit it.
All right, so you push the button, the hydraulic cylinder lifts the trailer, and it's at like a 40-degree angle, or the hell. Then you drive it on. So that was working kind of whenever it felt like it. So I went through and was doing some diagnostic stuff, and I was talking to the guys on the group, like, what the heck's going on here? So we did some tests and realized that the voltage was dropping. So it was dropping from, which should have been a red flag because it wouldn't get above 11.7 volts, and it kept dropping to 6 every time I'd try to lift the trailer. So replaced the battery. That helped a lot. So it would work 85% of the time. And then, like, as I'm doing some, like, I'm probing to get like voltages and whatnot, I have to like scrape away rust on all the connectors on the solenoid just to get a connection. So I'm like, well, this clearly needs to be replaced regardless. So I replaced the solenoid, and then right before the show, I'm pulling the solenoid off, put the new one on, and then the spud for the ground that goes to the motor is spinning. So I don't know if that means I need to replace that spud, like the stud that the strap for the solenoid goes to, or if I broke something internally inside that motor, now the motor needs to be replaced. So I got to figure that out tomorrow and either order a motor or figure out what stud thing needs to go inside there. So after replacing damn near everything, it should be running. Or I need to borrow a trailer to go to Alpine Horizon. One or the other.
So to play devil's advocate, I'm going to bring back up the steering rack thing and say maybe you should just order the new motor.
Even if I replace everything that I think it should be way less than what a new motor is. They're not cheap at all. Or the whole assembly.
I have multiple friends that could probably rebuild that motor for you.
There's a place in town that can rebuild it as well. So. And
I would be more comfortable rebuilding it than buying another one online because I don't have good luck buying electric motors or alternators new.
Yep.
It seems like that stuff's just...
Yeah, so I'm still in the diagnostic phase. So I'll push the button, and everything works. Like the solenoid clicks, everything turns on, and it goes ring, and you can feel it and see it spin. And then the little spud thing, the little plastic like spacer piece that goes between the ground spud and the motor, that just sits and spins. So I know things are working, but there's something missing there. So I got to do one more day of diagnostic stuff before I think I finally, knock on wood, got it. So,
Dalton is your resource there.
Yep, I'll have to reach out to him
because he knows a thing or two around those sort of things.
Yeah, hopefully by the time that this airs, it'll be way outdated and I'll at least have much more progress. Because I'm definitely going to need this need the trailer for St. Louis, and then the next weekend again for Alpine Horizon. But that's for later. But also, because Adam Pacetto was so generous and thought that I had to go to Alpine Horizon, I've decided to pay it forward. So I have this box of random shit.
Oh, no.
It's got shirts and this petrol box that we didn't give away at
I see a petrol box in there. I bet it's got a sweet book in it.
There's a full petrol box with the book and some wax. And this Acme Auto Racing Parts shirt. It's a schmedium.
Yeah.
Basically,
whoever gets that needs to be needs to be a small person.
That's fine, or a big person that Dusty thinks needs a small person. Either way, I have a box of things, and I have more boxes of things in my garage. So to pay it forward, I want to, on the group or on Instagram or whatever, I want you to write a message about someone that did something nice for you in the automotive community, and then we will get a list of people and then do a drawing of those people, not the people that post, but the people that did nice things, and we will randomly send them stuff to tell them that they're awesome.
Look at you, Robbie.
Paying it forward, nice. Because that's the only thing I could think of in the short time that I've had to be like, you know what, I have a show tonight, let's do something fun. So I'm feeling generous. I'm going to mail you some stuff, or mail your friends some stuff.
So. Just don't put a glass bottle in the box with it.
I can do that. I'll send some hobby refreshers. Hobby refreshers
just make
for
sure
everybody.
To wrap it up in like bubble wrap really well.
Yeah, so it doesn't break.
I can do that. Oh, I went to get some hobby refreshers because those are all sold out everywhere. And then I was in Hy-Vee and I'm like, hey, you got any hobby refreshers? Like, nah, they're sold out. I was like, well,
really?
I was like, do you have any like non-alcoholic beers? And the dude, like, his eyes like lit up. He goes, come with me. And he walks me to the back of the store into the cooler, and it's an entire section of non-alcoholic beers, like 5 shelves of them. It's the greatest.
Nobody wants it, Robbie.
I couldn't believe it.
Beer doesn't taste good, so nobody wants non-alcoholic beer.
It's like wanting the one like weird style of jeans that nobody wants to wear besides Dalton.
No, it's funny because hoppy refreshers they can't keep in stock, and then like Well-Being Brewing, that's a non-alcoholic beer company they make craft beers. That was like a big deal for them just be even in Des Moines. So I was pretty pumped about that. So yeah, then I got this German beer. It's like a Lion Kugel's summer shandy. So it's like a lemonade beer. It's delicious.
So does
but NA?
Yeah, everything's NA. I don't drink alcohol. Everything's NA.
Huh. I didn't know there was such a variety.
Does the hoppy refresher just tastes like an IPA?
No, it's more like a hop tea. It's like a really mild, watered down IPA. Because there's no alcohol. It's basically hops and water and carbonation.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a tea.
I don't get it.
Yep. It's awesome. But since the pandemic, like even in the last couple of years, craft non-alcoholic beers and non-alcoholic drinks in general have taken off. I think non-alcoholic beers are up 30% in the last year. So I mean, there's all sorts of companies just focusing on that. So it's perfect timing for me to stop drinking.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff about alcohol consumption being up substantially since people have to be at home.
That too.
With their families. So.
You don't have a child yet, but you'll get it. You'll get it. Eventually you'll get there and you'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
This one's not in Robbie's wheelhouse, but
what is it? What do you got?
It is a Fireman's 4 from Real Ale Brewing Company.
They have a non-alcoholic version?
I've never looked at that. I don't know.
I'll drink it. If
Weird. You haven't looked for that. That's interesting.
I've never checked into it. But
interesting.
Well, when I went to get Well-Being Brewing when I was in Omaha, the guy at the beer store was like super pumped to tell me all about it. He's like, yeah, so what happens is they brew it like a regular beer, and then they use like a centrifuge, and then they extract the alcohol from the beer. I was like, that's great. Okay,
that sounds like something that like nerd engineer Robbie was really pumped about. Though
it was, and it's delicious. It's really good.
And then they let people stand and like pay to stand in line and stand under the tap from the centrifuge and just glug.
Anyways, so yeah, maybe I'll send some non-alcoholic things to people. If they want them, they can have it. Let's talk about it.
Oh, Robbie.
Anyways. I think that's all I got for Opers. And I don't know if someone's listening to this, like James or someone, or like 3R, ZR3 Racing, if they want to pay it forward as well, I can send some of their stuff around. That'd be cool.
Yep, that's super cool. That's being a part of the whole car thing. It's way more about all the people with the cars than it is the cars themselves, as much as we like to think that we just like the cars.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think we all hate the cars deep down inside.
Yeah.
Or not so deep inside.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, that's all I got for things going on in my life.
Should we open this up?
Yeah, let's open it up. Presented by Factory Fabrication.
Now that we're 15, 20 minutes in, I think it's time to go ahead and do that, right?
Yeah.
So, like a month ago or more, I talked about having purchased a fancy RC car, and that it was Dusty's fault.
Heroin dealer.
I accept no responsibility.
You should accept all the responsibility. But you know, he was helpful with it, but he was like, I think he was a little bit, and he's kind of expressed this to me, he was a little bit apprehensive about it because he was afraid that it wouldn't live up to his, his sales pitch.
Yep.
So that being said, like a month or two into this now, and we still play with it 2 or 3 times a week. We take it with us when we go places because every once in a while we'll find something we want to try and drive up and or down or jump over. And so we might just stop. It's like Robbie remembers this back in the day, right? We were skaters.
Yeah.
Trash. And you always had your skates in the back because you might come across some cool thing that you got to try, right? Well, we we're doing that with RC cars now.
I found this sweet jump, and we're gonna jump it.
Yeah,
I think they call that getting older.
Yeah, now the RC car takes the tumble instead of me. So, but no, as I've kind of done some research on this, and I've spent some time playing with the one I have and stuff like that, and it's led me to realize that the remote control world is much larger and more active than I had ever imagined, and it has led to some questions. And I'm going to see how much our resident RC expert can answer for me. So,
I issued the disclaimer before we came on that I may or may not have any useful knowledge in these areas, but I will try my best.
Nah, it's fine. So
you're the expert. It doesn't no one's going to argue with you.
No one can.
I think there's some people in the group that are way more way deeper off into it than I can claim to be.
Yeah, but they're not here now.
I've learned, so I went into, we have two larger hobby stores in the greater Des Moines area. I think I even talked a little bit about them. One of them has a racetrack, and they seem to do league nights and stuff like that. But I finally was able to go and stop there. And I was in one of them, the one without the racetrack, and I was actually buying something that was not RC car related. They had some they had some some other kid toys and stuff like that. It's a hobby shop, right? It's not just remote control cars. And they had this bug catching and animal catching explorers kit thing that Logan really wanted. So we bought that, which fine, whatever, but we're buying that, and I was talking to the guy a little bit, and I said something to him about having just bought my own, Stampede or whatever, and I said something to him about, I know a guy who works for Traxxas or whatever, just dropping nonchalantly, you know how it is. But so when I'm in these places, right, first of all, these are way busier than I ever thought they would be.
So yeah, that's kind of a thing right now. Since everything's been locked down, everybody I think canceled their Disney vacation, and then they were looking around for things to do. And
I got all this money in my pocket. I got to do
so. Yeah, they bought RC cars, they bought bicycles, they bought trampolines, they bought above ground swimming pools. There's all of these different recreational products right now that you cannot buy because literally 2 years of demand went in no time. So it's completely insane in pretty well every recreational product industry right now.
Yeah. So that was I'm kind of walking through these places and looking at stuff and seeing what people have. And I'm kind of man, is this an underground thing that's way more popular in this area than I ever thought it was? So I don't know. But when we walked into one of them, the one with the racetrack, when we got there was just one person playing around on the race. The racetrack's open whenever, right? You can just show up, and it's outside, and you just drop your RC car on the track, and you go up into the little stand, and you just rip around for however long you want, and then you pick your car up and you leave. It's a free for all. I figured they'd be oh yeah, $5 for whatever. Not at all. It was just come and go as you please.
Like a skate park.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very similar to that, to a public skate park.
Yeah, typically it'll be throw $5 at them or something like that for access for the day or something. But
yeah, which is kind of what I figured, and I would have been perfectly fine with that. But
they also kind of figured that you're going to get out there and break parts, so it'll pay for itself one way or the other. Yeah.
So, but one of the things I noticed while I was there, and there were people there driving, was that all of them are using the buggy style.
Yeah, so on an off-road, it was an off-road track, right? Like a motocross style.
Yeah, they got a couple jumps and some whoops and some turns and a straightaway, but yes.
Yeah, so the off-road racing like that, the primary class is going to be 8th scale buggy. So it's a little bit bigger than what the truck you bought was.
Yep.
Be 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive classes. And yeah, like crazy precise machined aluminum, carbon fiber, like wild over the top cars that it's like $600 to $800 for the kit. And then you need to throw another batch of money at it for the electronics and the tires and body and everything else. So yeah, super high end, super crazy competitive stuff at you know, the regional and national and you know, worldwide level.
So I know I'm asking you, who lives in Dallas, Texas, questions about a hobby store in Des Moines, Iowa. But do you think that they would have a class for the one I have, or am I out of luck?
So you would just have to check with them. I would figure that they probably have like a just run what you brung, like anything goes class where you'll have, you know, stadium trucks running against monster trucks, running against short course trucks, that kind of thing, just to get people, you know, get people interested, get people excited.
Okay.
I know a lot of tracks will start with the short course trucks, like what we make the Slash. They'll have a Spec Slash class, and that's the one that looks like a Pro 2 or Pro 4 short course truck.
Kind of like now I can't think of the trucks that they race on road courses with ramps.
Kind of like that, a little bit like
trucks.
Yeah. So the SST trucks are similar. Those are a little bit smaller overall, but yeah, same principle.
Okay.
But yeah, so, you know, they'll either be like an open class to just get started or like a Spec Slash class like that. So you can get a Slash for $225, and then you can, if you go online and type Spec Slash cheats, you can figure out how to like do all the under the table setup changes that make them really fast. And
so on that, with the one I have, I've noticed, you know, because you and I had kind of talked about this a little bit before, but they have like a crazy amount of caster built into the front just to get the thing to turn under power. And I think it's got a bit of toe in it, and it's really, really wearing the insides of the tires on the front pretty badly.
Yeah. So the 2-wheel drive models on ours, especially, they have like, I don't know what it is. It's yeah, like you said, it's crazy. It looks like an old dragster. If you've ever seen like an old like 80s dragster, the way they turn and like the wheels just lean over. They don't like so much as turn as they just lean.
Yeah.
And that just helps them get bite on the inside of the tire whenever you turn. But so, yeah, tires are just like a full size car. Tires are kind of a consumable item on an RC car too.
So I've noticed with mine that like I used to be able to just like rip down the road in a straight line and then kind of hit the reverse or brake, if you will, and like turn it, and it would whip around, and then you could hammer on the gas and it would take off again, and it'd kind of do a wheelie or whatever. And it doesn't bite and spin like it used to. And I think the tires are kind of getting wore out.
Yeah, it's possible it's the tires. And then, you know, over time, like the steering blocks and stuff like that will get a little bit more play in them than what they had, you know, just because it's, you know, it's a composite piece that'll get a little bit of wear in it. So it could be that too. You know, all that stuff's just a couple bucks to replace it until you get into the aluminum stuff, which I think you already started doing.
A little bit. Yeah. Not too crazy. I've only replaced stuff as it's broken. I have the stuff to replace as it breaks. I figured if it's not broke, I'm not going to bother with it, because Logan wants to help, and there's a bunch of tiny little screws that hold it all together, and I've already lost a couple, and so I've just decided I'm not going to fix it unless it's actually broken, because otherwise I just lose things and it makes it worse. So, but there's like a ton of tires.
Yeah, so in what we sell a decent amount of stuff, and then if you get into aftermarket from other companies like Proline, and the sky's the limit. So we sell there's like three cars that are basically the same like platform. It's just a different format for them. The Stampede, like you got the Bandit and the Rustler, and they like tons and tons of people get into the hobby with those. So all of these different aftermarket companies, they make a ton of different parts for them, from bodies to, chassis. Like you can take a Stampede and make it to where it's literally none of our parts anymore. We sell all the upgrade parts, and then there's tons of aftermarket stuff too. And, tires are obviously a part of that.
So all I want to do is like jump off of stuff, and I think that the tire does some level of the suspension too. Mostly I just want to jump off of things and go fast and do donuts and stuff like that. Does it matter what tire I'm buying?
Honestly, I mean, they're on a 2-wheel drive truck like that, what we sell is going to be a good all around. That's the the idea of it is to perform on, off-road, on the road, gravel, whatever else you're doing with it. It's designed to be a general purpose. You can find some more specialized stuff, but what we sell is designed to, be a good balance of grip and longer life. And,
it does not like thick grass.
So yeah, a 2-wheel drive, just the fact that it's only driving the rear wheels, that's,
right.
That's kind of if you're getting into, the taller stuff like that, we make a 4x4 version of the Stampede where it's driving all four. And then you can go from that to the brushless version and have even more power and more speed to get through that stuff.
So I'm sure the answer is yes, but can I buy the parts to change mine from 2 to 4?
So you can go from 30 miles per hour to 65 miles per hour really easily, because that's just the motor and speed control. Yeah. The 2-wheel drive to 4. Yeah. So the 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive is a completely different chassis. So like the motors, the motor's mounted on the very back on yours. It's mounted in the middle on the 4-wheel drive, that kind of thing. It's got a shaft driven 4-wheel drive. It's got like real differentials, just like a full size car has, front and rear. So yeah. So at that point, if you get a 4-wheel drive and then, the 2-wheel drive truck becomes a Logan's or something like that, or
I'm strangely okay with not being able to do that, because that means I'm not going to be tempted to do it. So no, that's not a bad thing. I'm good with that. But I don't know. I think I need to maybe I need to already buy some new tires. I'm a little bit afraid of doing that though, but we'll see. I don't know. I might buy them.
Yeah. So yeah, if you check out one of the hobby shops, they'll have a few different options for it. And you can do the ones that were on it, or we have some that are like on the Rustler 4x4. I think they're a little bit smaller. It would make it feel a little bit quicker because it's just less, rotating mass. Wouldn't look as big and monster truck chunky, but would.
I like the monster truck look though.
Yeah. Or you can get the ones we have for the Bigfoot are actually like the Terra Groove, like agricultural looking, like actual that's what's on. Yeah, that's what's on yours. That's right.
Yeah, mine is a Bigfoot. So
yeah.
So every time we go into one of those places, Logan likes to look at the rims. So I don't know. We may end up buying new rims too. We'll see.
And most of them that you'll buy, it'll be the tire pre-mounted on the wheel, so it's glued up and ready to go. You just bolt it on and go.
So they are glued on, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'm pretty sure they are on that one too, but yeah.
Okay.
The bulk of the ones that we sell are glued on. That way they stay on the rims, and I'm pretty sure those are the same way.
Okay. Yeah, I think they are too, but no, I think I want the bigger, like balloony tires almost, because I like the fact that that has some give to it, and I think it adds a little bit to suspension, because like I've been jumping it off of the top of my Blazer and stupid stuff like that. And
as soon as you get it, you get used to the controls, and then you drive it around a little bit, and then it's immediately like, okay, what can we send this thing off of? Like,
yeah, absolutely. It's just like skating. It was like, it took that fine. So what's like the next thing I can get a little taller, and like, I'm already thinking about maybe tossing it up on the roof of my house and seeing what happens,
So you might end up having to buy some things if you do the roof launch. I'm just going to throw that disclaimer out there.
My house is not that much taller than my Blazer. It's maybe another foot or two. Honestly, it's not that much. It'll be fine.
Dusty, what's your commission on all these?
So I need to talk about that.
Yeah, right. There needs to be like a referral box in there, and then employee, and then be able to put who it was.
Yeah, right now we just have we have a thing where you heard about it, and Adam said he put a friend. I said you should have put 1010's podcast. Come on, dude.
Yeah, man.
Help both of us out here.
Yeah, I suppose. But so when I was in the hobby shop, there was a guy that was walking out as we were walking in, and he was carrying, I don't know what scale it was. It was a good bit bigger than the one I have. It was closer probably in size to like your X-Max truck, which I desperately want but can't afford. But it looked like a full-fledged modified car, like dirt track modified.
Yeah, so it was probably like a 5th scale, like circle track dirt car.
Okay, so
which is also a thing that people do, and it is terrifying.
So
they run on these.
Is that gas then? Probably.
Yeah, most likely like a 2-stroke gas engine, like a weed eater engine on them. I've seen videos of it, and
cool.
Like the videos that I've seen, they have like a catch fence because you need a catch fence for them.
I wonder where if that's a track around here, or like, does that guy travel a ways to be able to do that? I wonder, or man, that's just so cool to me.
Yeah, I would guess that you probably need to drive a little bit to find that track, but now you Iowa guys in your dirt tracks, there's probably one close by somewhere.
Every 10 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have lots of two things. We have lots of golf courses, like a strangely huge number of golf courses, and a lot of circle tracks. So I think that Iowa was even at one point rated as the most golf courses per capita of any state in the country.
I believe
that's an odd distinction.
Well, like every little town has its own municipal golf course, and then a lot of the bigger cities have 2 or 3 private country clubs on top of that.
And Des Moines has 10.
Yeah, exactly. So, like the little towns that Robbie and I grew up in, they were 10 miles apart, and I know that both of them had golf courses.
All of them have them.
Yeah, almost every town. You hit a town every 10 or 15 miles, and every single one of them has at least a golf course.
That's crazy.
So, what else are you going to do around here?
Hey, you play golf and drink Busch Light.
Yeah.
Get with it.
You should go turn the golf course into an RC track.
We turned them into cross-country tracks when we ran.
I was going to say, the reason I know where a lot of them are is because I ran cross-country on all of them.
Ooh.
Which I could never believe they were okay with.
Yeah, no, because you tore them up.
That doesn't fit my vision of golf club.
Yeah, like we're out there with, there's 200 kids out there with 3/4-inch spikes on the bottom of their shoes, just tearing shit up. Ooh. It always surprised me. So, but yeah, that circle track car, I was like, holy shit, I need that. I don't know why, but I need that.
Is that almost as big as your the little ride-on thing that your son's got?
I wouldn't say it was quite that big, but it wasn't that
big.
Far off of it.
It is freaking massive.
Certainly was as big as like the really small one, as like the ones that are designed for kids even younger than Logan.
Gotcha. Okay, that
certainly was that
makes
size.
sense. Because in the picture I have up, it looks freaking huge.
Yeah, they're giant. I mean, that guy was. It was an uncomfortable arm load for that guy.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like legitimate four-wheeler tires.
Like I just grab the front bumper of mine and just carry it like
a skate.
Yeah. And it's not that big or heavy, but that was like scoop it up in both arms and carry it, like waddle out of the shop with it. It was not a small thing.
Like a full-size golden retriever.
I don't know about that big, but
I'm just picturing the guy who's lifting it up.
I was walking through there just kind of looking at stuff, and you could buy, it was just in like small strips, unfortunately, but it was carbon fiber tape.
Yes. Everybody needs that.
I sent that to Robbie. I was like, Robbie, look at this. It's the greatest tape of all time.
It's like $7 a strip.
Tell him he needs to be an RC because there's carbon fiber just on the wall ready to go.
I don't know why you need carbon fiber tape though. Like what?
Why wouldn't you?
So you just use regular tape like the rest of us.
No, that's for commoners.
So I think the plane guys use that for like reinforcement on stuff. I remember that from whenever my parents were flying planes when I was a kid. The carbon fiber tape.
So this isn't just like something you fell into as a job and turned out you liked it. Like the RC thing's kind of been a problem your whole life.
So whenever I was a kid, my cousin flew planes and got my parents into it. And I was like, it was whenever I was up to the age of like 10 or 12, probably. I started trying to learn to fly, and that like X and Y axis I'm good with, but whenever you throw in the Z axis, I get really, really discombobulated. So found cars, and we had a couple different little nitro stadium trucks, and never really like did a lot of carburetor tuning and not a lot of having fun with them back in the day because we had no idea what we were doing on tuning them. And then got out of it for a long time and came back across, there was a Traxxas display, I think at like Power Tour in 2012, and walked up to it and saw these trucks flying through the air and doing flips and all kinds of stuff. And was like, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I couldn't believe how far the cars had come in that amount of time. And then found out that, oh, hey, their offices are like 20 minutes down the road from me. I should start applying for jobs there. And took like 3 years to finally find the right thing that was a fit for me, and got in there, and like within 2 weeks was working there and been there for almost 5 years now. So
you brought up flips. Is there a technique I haven't figured out? Or because I watch your videos on YouTube and you guys are just like flipping these things off of every random thing. And is there something I'm doing that I need to do differently, or how do I flip this thing?
So with yours being a two-wheel drive, it's going to be kind of difficult. And then with it being just the base, like brushed power system, it's going to be that much more. So you'll be able to make some adjustments to it in the air, like you would a dirt bike. So like if you jump it and it's really nose high, if you hit the brake, it's going to angle it down because of the change in momentum of the tires. With a two-wheel drive, you're only spinning two wheels versus all four. And then with that brushed power system, you're not going to have that instant, just like crazy torque like the brushless system does. Oh, so you're not going to be able to do like full flips and stuff. You should be able to still adjust it in the air. If you get to the 4x4, especially a brushless, yeah, you get up in the air, you double tap it and do reverse. It'll do a front flip. If you like time it coming up the jump right, and then have some excess like throttle at the top of the jump, whenever you get up in the air, you just pin it and it will rip it over backwards. And it's the exact same principle as what like a supercross bike is.
That's hilarious.
So what's the entry cost on the four-wheel drive?
So the four-wheel drive brushless stuff is going to be about I feel like I'm standing at an event talking to somebody about our stuff right now. I'm like, let me check this so I'm not lying to you. But yeah, 4x4 brushless stuff is going to be like, $400.
Oh, that's nothing, Adam. You could get like 6 of these. It'd be fun.
It's really not.
We could race them. We could have a 10 Tenths Podcast RC Racing League.
We could. You're right. We absolutely could. For now, I'm good with the one I have. Like, let's just. I have other things I need to spend my money on.
I get that.
Maybe fix the race car.
Yeah. Or the trailer.
I walked around at Howlett with a radio in my hand with 2 different trucks and tried to hand it to all kinds of people, and they were all like, no sir, I'm not getting into that. I might as well have been trying to hand off a crack pipe.
See? Heroin dealer.
That's funny.
You want a hit of this? Yeah. Yeah, I do.
See, Dalton stood next to me while I jumped my truck off of, there was this like random metal ramp down there over the spectator fence for no reason whatsoever other than to just jump RC cars off of it, apparently. So I was like, here, try it. I don't want to.
I found this spot, and unfortunately they moved it when I went back to jump it. So now I haven't been able to do it yet. Hopefully they'll move it back. But there was one of those huge like roll off dumpsters, The ones that they like bring on the back of a big truck.
Yeah.
They winch it up and down or whatever. And right next to it was like what I think used to be like a shelter house or something. But it was just like a flat roof. And they had taken two of the legs out. So it was sitting at a pitched angle, like a ramp. And it was backed right up against the side of the roll-off dumpster. And they were just about the same height. So you could easily have just like gone up the ramp and over the dumpster. And a few days later, of course, when I saw it, we didn't have time to stop. And so a few days later, we had time and we were driving by there, but they had moved the dumpster. And so now it was like 6 or 8 feet away from the ramp or roof or whatever it is. And I was like, man, I don't know if I could get that kind of distance. I really don't want to go dumpster diving after my RC car. So we'll try again later. But I really, really, really want to jump it over that just because I think it'd be hilarious.
Just have to determine if the juice is worth the squeeze.
Oh, it's absolutely worth it. The best part about this is that I don't get hurt.
You should get a GoPro mount for the top of it.
I'm sure it's a thing.
Oh, I'll guarantee it's a thing.
Yeah, stickies. We do for our videos. We put stickies on the roof, on the side, all over the cars. And then the cool thing with the GoPro 7 and 8, the hyper smooth stuff, like the truck's just bouncing like crazy and the horizon line's dead ass stable. It's crazy.
It is wild to watch those videos, like when they're doing like downhill bikes, like just bombing these mountains, and the cameras are just perfectly smooth. It's crazy what they can do with those.
It's kind of frustrating how it treats an autocross car, though. For whatever reason, it like moves around. It looks like Russian dash cam footage on Live Leak or something. I don't know. It's got something strange about it.
Why is it that sometimes it looks like the camera's turning?
So yeah, I think, which I don't. In my case, I've got it solid mounted to a roll cage in a car that has everything solid mounted. So I think the vibration of the car jacks with it too. But
yeah,
in my car, like, I'll be coming up on a corner and then the camera goes like, and then the car moves, and it drives me bananas. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I've noticed that in some of the videos with some people that have newer GoPros. It looks like the camera is turning with the car. And it almost like it's panning a little bit to the left or right as you turn to the left or right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just the stabilization, just the way it treats that specific G load or something. I don't know. It bugs the crap out of me. I turn the stabilization off.
Yeah. Well, it takes away some sense of speed, and we don't need that in autocross.
No. I don't need to make 30 miles an hour look any slower than what it already does.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I think that's pretty much all I got. I would say that, like, with as much fun as they are, and I do absolutely love it, and my kid likes it too, but and he plays with it just as much as I do, if not more. But they certainly are a very steep slope, and it can really turn into a problem if you're not careful. I can see it being quite the ordeal if you're, if you've got some extra money to burn and you don't know where to put it. RC cars have got a place for you to spend it. Don't you worry. I mean, there's boats, there's cars. Boats are like a whole nother thing I haven't even looked at, and I'm going to keep it that way. Katie thinks we need a boat. I'm like, no, we don't need a boat.
You can bring it to my house.
We got boats that do 50 miles an hour.
You also have a car that you'll sell like normies that does 100. So
yeah, but you have to watch a safety video and answer a warranty disclaimer or safety disclaimer thing before you can actually drive it that fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it comes. Yeah, it comes with a module where you can connect it to our app, and the speed control is limited out of the box. Change the pinion gear out on it, and like watch this video that says like you can kill somebody with this thing. Like you need to be careful with it, and then it actually unlocks it to turn that extra RPM. So
that's hilarious. I can't believe it really does 100 miles an hour. That's insane to me.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of crazy, like it's got a diffuser in the back. It's got they worked on the aerodynamics with an aerodynamicist, belted tires, which was a first for the industry to keep them from expanding out. Because on our faster trucks, like on a monster truck, it's got this big meaty tire, and they'll actually like balloon out really big whenever you get up to higher speeds. So they had to compensate for that at those kind of loads and stuff. So yeah, it's almost everything about the full size car just boiled down into this smaller thing.
That's hilarious.
What's that cost?
The XL1, I think, is 800 plus another like 200 for the battery and charger. So like right at 1,000.
That's the cheapest way to go 100 miles an hour.
That's probably kind of, no. I bet you the Cavalier could do 100 miles an hour. I paid $600 for it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
You need to watch a safety video for that one too, for a different reason.
That's a whole different level of danger.
Good. I'm saying you can. That's two different things.
God.
And in all seriousness, as you said a while ago, I'm always apprehensive whenever I recommend stuff to people, but it's also very rewarding whenever it comes back and it's the experience that we claim it to be. And the coolest part of it is the family aspect of it, that you and your son are getting out and doing it. So yeah, I'm really glad it has worked out like you were hoping, and hope it continues to. So.
My dog thinks it's fun to chase after. So she'll chase.
Yeah, that's
she'll
also
chase it around the yard, like try and bite at its tires and shit. Just like, oh God, dog, I'm gonna run you over if you're not careful. She thinks it's great. So it's a good way.
Tire out the kid, tire out the dog.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. I don't know, man. It's something else. So. But yeah, that's about all I got on that. So,
any more on RCs?
That's it for this week's RC car update.
Yeah,
that's fine. We'll be the number 2 RC podcast.
That's probably true.
I'm good with that. Presented by Factory Fabrication. All this RC stuff is presented by Factory Fabrication.
There's probably a real RC car podcast already.
There's probably more than you could ever imagine.
I bet Booney and the guys could build you like the most badass ornate RC car ramp you could possibly imagine.
Oh yeah. It says it right on their website. Dream it, we'll make it. Right there. Plain as day. Homepage.
There you go. Look at that.
I'm dreaming of an RC track. They got you covered.
We need the Factory Fabrication loop to loop.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So we took the thing down to, speaking of loop-de-loops, we took the thing down to the gravel road that's just like an 1/8 of a mile down from my house. And I was trying to teach Logan how to do donuts with it, right? And so I was showing him what to do. And I had it just spinning around, like just nailing perfect donuts with it. And he goes, oh, it's doing a loop-de-loop. And I was like, no, a loop-de-loop's when you go upside down, like with your Hot Wheels track. This is called a donut. And he goes, oh, does it have sprinkles?
Now, that's whenever you pull the inside tire up. That's what we call sprinkles.
I can see that.
There you go.
So, yeah, he is a typical kid. His donuts have to have sprinkles, so.
Mine still do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a donut even worth eating if it doesn't have sprinkles on it.
No, sprinkles are for winners. It says
absolutely. So,
do you want to do a topic?
Let's.
Adam, tell us about this topic.
So, I'm not entirely sure it worked out as well as I wanted to, but we'll see what you guys.
It's going to work out 10 times better.
It's going to be great, I'm sure. So, I was kind of thinking like. The idea was kind of just go to car manufacturer websites, find their building page, their configurators, and let's just see how crazy we can up-spec normal-ish cars. So when I say normal-ish, I kind of was like trying to avoid
Bugattis,
Ferraris, and Porsche's GT line and, you know, ridiculous cars that, you know, like already start expensive, but, you know, this moon's the limit. You know, I was thinking more reasonably priced cars to start with that like could end up being wildly expensive things. So, what I kind of found as I was paging through this is number one, auto manufacturers aren't quite so crazy with their options list as I think they used to be. And number two, base prices on things are pretty crazy already. So that's kind of where that boiled down for me. But I think I found a few good ones. You guys seem to be excited about a few of yours. We'll just see where this takes us. So
yeah, man. Yeah, I think the problem is with a lot of the like safety stuff, everything's standard now. So like backup cameras and all that stuff kind of rolls into like the entertainment center that you get, all the sensors that you get. That's just standard now. And then anything beyond that's like a luxury thing, and either the company does it or they don't.
Right. And then the other thing was like there's not a ton of like silly accessories anymore or option packages anymore.
I think I found a few. So
okay. There's some. I was shocked at how few of the options Nissan has. Like if you go build anything on the Nissan page, it's like just here's the GTR, here's your two options, and then there's the next package up. Like it's the GTR or the GTR whatever, the GTR Plus. Track, the GTR GT, what, you know, Nismo. The Nismo, which is $210,000, which is fucking crazy
for a 12-year-old car.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, $210,000 for a 2007 GTR. It's nuts.
Why is my battery running low?
Oh no, we're gonna have to cut this. We're just gonna have to have a 50-minute RC podcast.
I'm plugged in. Battery saver.
Why isn't anyone downloading this week's episode?
No, I figured it out. My wife unplugged me.
Dang it.
Hold, please.
We can't really hold on a podcast, man. We can make fun of you, but we can't really hold.
Other shows would edit this out, but
no, we're not.
That's not the show.
No, we're good. It's fine.
We're live.
Fine. It's fine.
As far as I'm concerned, everybody heard this live. There's no such thing as editing.
Shows on the tracktuned.com network are not edited.
Well, Adam needs to upload them to the TrackTune website.
Yeah, I haven't been doing very good about it. My life is such a mess.
I haven't looked on there in forever either.
Gosh, no, I haven't been doing it.
Trying to get you to plug in here, and then
you picked the wrong website. we have not been good on that one, not at all. Oh well.
So,
Adam, do you want to start, or who do you want?
I don't care. You're in control. I can't even see what you're doing. So you tell me what you want me to do, or what we are doing, and we will do it.
We all were on the same page that we each got 3. So how about you, Dusty, me, or you, me, Dusty, or
sure.
Clearly, you see where this is going.
I'm good with the rotation. Though. You tell me where you're starting, and we're on an adventure with you, Robbie.
I started with yours right now. So if you want to start with yours, I have them all. I have all windows open. So basically, you just tell me where you start. I'll open it.
Let's start with the Jaguar Fapache.
Fapache.
The Fapache.
The F-Pace for those at home.
The F-Pace. So, first of all, I have some things to a bone to pick with Jaguar. So when you go to their models page on their website, right? You're looking at their vehicles.
Yep.
Let me see if I can find this again, because of course it's being difficult for me now.
I'm not going to start clicking around.
Build page. It's on the build page. First, you're on the build page. They've got 7 vehicles, right? They've got the F-Pace, the E-Pace, the I-Pace, which are all the same thing with different battery power or engines. And then the F-types.
The E-Pace stands for electric, right?
Okay, so I think the E-Pace is actually smaller than the F and I-Pace. I think the F-Pace and the I-Pace are the same size, and the E-Pace is smaller, maybe. Because
so I think the I is electric and the E is not. There's a running joke on Twitter for some of the auto riders that I follow that they like intentionally mistake the two because E should stand for electric, but it doesn't. But
maybe, yeah. The I-Pace is definitely the I-Pace is definitely electric, but I think the F-Pace is slightly bigger than the E-Pace.
It's like looks like a Rogue.
Yeah,
roughly.
Maybe. And then they've got the F-Type, the XE, the XF, and the XJ. Okay, so the Paces, the XE, and the XF are all 2020 models on their website. The F-Type is a 2021 model, and the XJ is a 2019 model.
Was this Mitsubishi?
So they're all over the place. I don't know what they're doing, man. But I just thought
they're British. They don't have to explain themselves.
That's fair.
Did they just not sell any XJs? Are they stuck with them? Like you can buy a 2019 XJ brand new still for $76,000 starting.
That's probably what it is. Because like, who bought an XJ?
It's fucking huge. It's a huge car.
It is a big car.
It looks like 2019 was the last model year of that one.
Oh yeah, they got some sitting on lots.
I'm sure that like, Mr. Beck would have loved himself an XJ.
Probably.
It's big and
it's premium luxury with cat-like agility.
It's ostentatious, but at the same time not.
It's very understatedly ostentatious.
Yes, exactly. So,
like all the other Jaguars.
The 2020 XJ is going to be all electric.
Is going to be? We're almost done. We're like over halfway done with 2020, boys.
Wikipedia says it's going to be launched in 2020, so they've
got a little over 4 months.
It'll be a 2021 model.
So, anyway, I built an F-Pace because I
you love.
I know that both Robbie and Dustin are both kind of in the smallish crossover SUV market right now. They're both.
I couldn't be shopping for cars less right now.
Their significant others both think they need replacements of their current vehicles.
She's wrong. She ain't getting it. I got a pickup instead, and she's got college, so no cars.
And so I thought, you know what? I'll help them out and maybe give them an option they hadn't really thought of, And so the bare bones entry level F-Pace is a $45,000 car. Perfectly reasonable.
Why does it say 80?
So starting at $45,200 for a base F-Pace.
Okay.
That's with no options.
Oh, this is an SVR. Okay, my bad.
So yes. So they get quite crazy from there though. So they have a bunch of engine options. They have a bunch of fun things that you can pick, all the way up to an SVR package.
Yep.
And full equipped out the door, every random thing, every little stupid option you can get. You can pay $96,450 for your $45,000 SUV.
Holy shit.
So
what do you get for that?
So the SVR obviously has like the fancy looks, like the hood's got sweet grill or sweet vents in it, and the bumper and stuff like that has been changed. You've got fancy wheels.
They're probably 21s or something stupid.
They are 21s.
No, they're 20. This one 22s.
Yes, they
22s. They're 22s. You paid extra.
22s?
You paid extra for those.
Oh
22s.
yeah, you pay extra for 22s. Yeah. Yep. So, trying to find it now. The motor is kind of ridiculous.
Is it the weird V6 that's just the V8 with the two rear cylinders filled in?
So
it was posted in the group a while back.
It's possible. The SVR, it doesn't say what, but top speed's 176 miles an hour. 5-liter, 550 horsepower, supercharged V8.
Nice.
Does 4.10 to 60s.
pretty good.
So
this
thing scoots and boogies.
I'm just hearing new mom mobile. That's all I hear.
Absolutely. This is the type of thing you need. Well, so my experience with Texas is that everything needs at least 500 horsepower because you guys don't know how to build an on-ramp. And so what you guys do is you have these like frontage roads along your interstate system. And then the on-ramps are like 60 feet long. And you have to go from 30 miles an hour to 140 miles an hour because that's how fast you guys go on your interstate system in that short little stretch. And, so as to not impede traffic and safely merge into the insanity, you have to have at least 500 horsepower. I think that's proven.
I won't argue with that because I have to do it every morning right now because there's construction on the highway next to me and the on-ramp is literally 60 feet long and it has a concrete wall like on the white line on the side. So yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So, it's fine. So I know that the interior, I think this was the one that like there was some fun carbon fiber. Yes, there was an aluminum weave carbon fiber trim package that was $1,300. Obviously, you gotta have that.
Yeah, that's a necessity at that point.
I, as not fancy and anti-luxury package as I am, I kind of really like quilted leather seats.
Yes, everyone does.
I don't know why. I just really like the way it looks.
This is a pretty sweet car overall that you've compiled here.
It's a nice vehicle.
It better be for $100,000. Good Lord. So there's a $650 stereo upgrade option. Obviously you need that for the jams. And then like apparently, even though it has an $80,000 base price tag, it doesn't come with a luxury pack. It comes with almost no driver aids, driver assistance things. So you got to add all that. So there's an $1,100, almost $1,200 luxury pack, which of course we need because it has illuminated metal tread plates with the Jaguar script, which obviously we've got to have.
It's not optional.
A lockable cooled glove box. Why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah, keep your wine.
You got to keep your hoppy refreshers in there.
Oh, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
That's what the Silverado needs.
The thing that I couldn't believe it didn't come without this 4-zone climate control.
Fancy.
Which I was like, I mean, this is a mom mobile. You need 4-zone climate control for the children.
No, the kids can't control that. They'll turn it like one will turn it all the way up, the other will turn it all the way down.
Well, you're not wrong, but we still want to be able, I want to be able to lock them out of controlling it, but I still want to be able to make sure that they're not uncomfortable because when they're uncomfortable, they're cranky. And when they're cranky, that makes me cranky.
That's fair.
So, the driver
taking notes here.
Yeah, absolutely. Take notes. The driver assistance pack, which of course we need for $3,600.
Ooh.
Blind spot assist, adaptive cruise control, high speed emergency braking, rear traffic monitor, 360-degree sound, surround cameras, and parking assist. I couldn't believe that some of those things weren't a base option on an $86,000 to start vehicle.
Yeah, you'd think.
Blind spot assist. I'm pretty sure Priuses come with that.
Yeah, my wife's $20,000 Mazda 3 has the little things on the mirrors that tell you that there's somebody there.
Yeah.
Get together, Jaguar.
So fun fact, if you put $9,600 down and finance it for 60 months, your payment's only $1,446 a month.
I mean, you can't afford not to. That's only double my house payments. So
you could shred so many tires on the track, though, man.
Oh, it's true. 550 horsepower.
Yeah, take that, Ford Edge.
Yeah, buddy. So,
I mean, these seats, though, that is just.
One of the things that I thought was funny. So apparently they don't come with a side step. So if you want a fixed one, it's $1,200, but deployable ones are a whopping $3,300, which I thought was kind of ridiculous.
Like a step to get in the vehicle.
Yeah,
but they're like 6 inches off the ground. It's not a 2,500 Silverado.
Well, it's not a monster truck, Robbie.
And those are half price. Like the ones that you hit the button and they slide in and out.
Yeah,
like half that price.
$3,300.
Yeah, I bet they're like $1,500 at Chevy.
That's just what a fixed side costs.
Oh no, the retractable one at Chevy's like half that.
Yeah, but this isn't a Chevy; it's a Jag.
It's a Jag. Yeah,
which means that one side's going to get stuck out and the other side's going to get stuck in, and you're going to have to take it to a dealership.
You're going to be going to the dealership anyway for some other issue, so they can fix it while you're there.
That's fair.
Yeah, you got other things to worry about.
And maybe the last option that they had on here that I thought was hilarious, and maybe this is just like a luxury car fancy guy thing that I didn't know was a thing, but they have this what they call premium rear seat convenience pack, and it is a leather seat back storage unit, which I think is just the pouch in the back of the seat.
It's hanging off the back of the back seat.
Yeah,
or for the passengers or for the cargo,
like a map pocket in the back of the seat.
Well,
right behind the driver.
It kind of looks in the picture like the front seats are like a hard shell, like fiberglass, carbon fiber type thing on the back.
So. Oh yeah. Okay, I see. I understand now.
The hook attachments, which I like, even my mom's 1990 Bonneville had. I think. And then this crazy coat hanger attachment that attaches to underneath the headrest of the front seat. And it looks like a coat hanger.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I'm very, very intrigued and confused by this.
It's for your sport coats.
But why?
You can't let the sport coat touch the ground, man. You get dirty. Like a peasant. You know how expensive Calvin Klein is? Can't touch the ground.
It just seems silly to me.
Do you know how expensive a suit you have to have whenever you own a $96,450 Jaguar?
That's probably fair. I suppose I didn't think about that. You're probably right there.
They're not going to Men's Warehouse.
Maybe they should, though.
That's where I go. Or Kohl's.
What's wrong with Men's Warehouse?
If you drive a Jag, you can't do that.
That's probably true.
Something fancy. You need like Hugo Boss. I don't know. I'm trying to think of luxury brands. I just don't wear. I'm not the guy to ask.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Does Dolce & Gabbana make suits? I don't know.
I thought that this was the vehicle that had it, but maybe it doesn't now. I'm not seeing it. But I thought this was the one that had a $110 tablet holder option for the back seat. Which I own one of those. It cost me $4 at Dollar General, and I'm not sure why you pay $110 for it.
Does yours have a Jaguar logo on it?
No, it does not.
See?
Just because you're rich doesn't mean you have to be stupid about it, Robbie.
Apparently it does.
Well, you're probably not wrong there.
I want to see what happens when you park your $96,450 Jaguar at the Dollar General.
Well, here in Iowa, that wouldn't even be that weird.
Yeah, no one would bat an eye at that.
No one would bat an eye at that. We're different folk here, man.
Oh, there's always there's an orange Gallardo that parks in front of this nail salon that I see all the time. I don't know why. I just think it's weird that I see that same Gallardo in front of the same nail salon every time. It's
weird that a Gallardo would be in front of a nail salon in general.
Yeah, I don't know if it's someone just getting their nails done or if they have something to do with the salon.
Well, either way, I just don't see. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I just feel like that's not a stereotypical chick car. Maybe.
Well, it's orange. It's bright orange, so it's kind of a chick color, Dalton. It's like an orange pearl.
Well, yeah, it's a Lambo. They're all something pearl.
Yeah, but because it's parked in front of a nail salon, I assume it's either the owner, which might be a woman, or it's a woman getting her nails done. Which is, if Jeremy says anything, it's that the Lamborghini is a great daily driver. So
he's not wrong.
Could be a great daily driver.
So I don't know. I just thought it was crazy that you could take a $45,000 F-Pace, which is kind of expensive as a base, but I mean, I'm sure it's a nice vehicle.
Yeah.
And you can get it up into that $100,000 mark if you really wanted to. So,
Yeah, I
realize that the SVR is a far cry from the base model. I mean, it makes I think more than
triple
double the horsepower, and it's quite a vehicle. I mean, but it's still $100,000.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
I think the badge of honor here is that if you can more than double the base price.
Yeah. Maybe that's a thing.
And the higher the base price, the more challenging it is.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what brand, but there's one brand that's not hard at all.
No. So
I picked fruit from that tree. Yeah.
Same. We all need that low hanging fruit once in a while.
Yeah. What's next?
Me or Dusty? Me?
Sure.
I can go. We can talk about my low hanging fruit.
Let's do it.
All right, open. Adam, you like Porsche Panameras, right?
I do love the Porsche Panamera.
All right, so the base model, the cheapest Porsche Panamera you can buy, new, is $87,200.
Yes.
Okay, under $100,000 to start.
That's a bargain.
Yes.
It's costing you money not to buy it.
I have to tell myself that every day.
It is.
Every morning I wake up and I'm like, man, I should just go buy it already.
Yeah, $87,000. They're just giving these away.
Imagine what they are on the certified pre-owned market.
Like 30. Probably.
That's probably true, actually. It's probably upsetting how cheap they are on the used market.
So I went a little bit different direction, whereas you went straight to like the higher end model. My theory was I wanted to stick with the cheapest model and then build from that without changing the package. So like I have a base Porsche Panamera with all these add-ons to that car. It's not the high-end engine.
Turbo.
No.
It's not the S.
No. At the end of the day, this vehicle is still a base Porsche Panamera.
Is it the long roof edition?
No. It's Porsche Panamera.
Okay,
and that's where the name stops.
I didn't know if we had selected the Gran Turismo option package.
No option package. It is the Porsche Panamera. Okay. And that's it.
All right. So then what did you throw on this?
So you have to get the best paint job, which is papaya or ugly orange metallic for $3,300.
I'm surprised they're allowed to use the word papaya to describe their paint colors, and that McLaren hasn't come swooping in there and said, "Nah, dude, that's our word."
Can I throw out a prediction real quick?
Yes.
I bet this is going to be more depressing than going like the turbo route.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you're still going to just have the Panamera.
Yeah, and that was kind of my goal. It's like someone could spend this much money on a base Porsche Panamera. So, yeah, your bright metallic orange. You can get your interior, which is a black leather saddle brown. Yes, brown and black. $4,300.
Yeah.
Brown and black, orange on brown and black, huh?
Yeah, I didn't really think this through when it came to actually like pushing the buy button.
Well, I mean,
I was looking more at prices and like, yeah, that'll work.
That's not the point.
So we got
it's kind of like unwrapping a Butterfinger.
Yeah, exactly. So then you go to packages, and you can add the Premium Plus package, and that is $6,200, and that includes your LED Max Matrix design headlights, your comfort stuff, your lane assist change, your soft closed doors, your adaptive sport seats, which are 18-way adjustable, heated seats, heat vent seats, high-end surround sound system, which, of course, is a $6,000 add-on option. So you have $6,000 worth of stereo. Then you get the assistance package, and that's $5,300, and that is your lane assist, your Porsche InnoDrive adaptive cruise control, and your night vision assist. So we're adding up real fast. And then this is where
was that stereo the Burmeister Premium?
Yes, the Burmeister 3D high-end surround sound system. $5,940 on top of the package it's already in. So you got the premium package, which is $6,200, and then you add another $6,000 for the surround sound system.
I don't think I've had that much money in stereo, and I did a lot of stereo.
Yeah. And then you wanted to get the deviated stitching interior package with the deviated leather seat centers. That's $7,200, and I got that in saddle brown. Then
$7,200.
$7,200
for what is essentially a fancy stitching pattern, I think.
Yes.
You have no idea how complicated it is. They trained for years and years to be able to just stitch the bottom side of the seat.
Do you know how expensive Singer sewing machines are? Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. That's scary.
So then I get to the exterior. So you can get the Sport Design package, which is like a body kit, like side skirts, bumper, stuff like that. $6,000. I want my mirrors painted black. $550. Window trim black, $400. Now we get to performance. This is where it gets fun, Adam. Performance.
Yes.
Air suspension, $2,000. Rear axle steering and power steering plus, $1,600. Sport chrono package, $2,200. Sport exhaust, a necessity in a Porsche,
absolutely
$3,500. But you also need to stop this thing. Porsche ceramic composite brakes with calipers in yellow. Yellow calipers, orange car.
Let me guess. $8,500.
$8,970.
Gross.
But then you got this ostentatious bright orange Porsche Panamera with yellow calipers with brown interior. But what type of wheels are you going to have? Obviously, you're going to have the 21-inch exclusive design with jet black metallic for $5,500. Then you also need to be able to drive this in all seasons, so that's another $470 to add those tires. 4-zone climate control, $1,400. Power seats in the rears, that's another $2,000. Then you can get all this other interior leather options. So interior trim in leather, $2,300. Extended dashboard trim in leather, $1,500. Air vent slats in leather, $2,500. Steering.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And I'm only listing off like half of them, guys. There's like all these interior leather trim options.
That's crazy.
Are you tired of having to touch plebeian plastic in your air vents? Has Porsche got a deal for you?
There's probably, I think there's like 15 things you could add. So like fixed luggage compartment cover in leather, $850. Seat consoles in leather, $2,200. Steering column casing and instrument cluster surrounded in leather, $1,300. Owner's manual wallet in leather, $560.
Owner's manual wallet.
Vehicle keys in leather, $690. Inner door sill guards in leather, $2,900. And that's only half of the things I put on there for leather.
Okay, let's fast forward a little bit here because I think we get it.
Interior illuminated carbon fiber door sills, $4,000.
Hell yes. You can get those customized too, if I remember correctly.
Yep, and the rear seat entertainment, $2,600. And to top it all off, I want the Porsche Experience Center delivery in Los Angeles. That's another $550.
Man, can you imagine anything more retail value destroying than getting custom carbon fiber illuminated door sills with like your family crest or something like that on them?
Yeah, it depends on who your family is, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
The Adam Nielsen edition. I'm going to have that.
The 1010s podcast edition.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have that embroidered on my custom carbon fiber illuminated door sills.
All right, so for those playing at home, let's take a wild guess as to what your base Porsche Panamera costs as put it together. So
we started out like 85. You said 87?
$87,200 for the base, and I listed off a lot of numbers.
We were over $100,000 before we even started putting leather on our air vents. So
total price as I put it together.
I'm going to say $155,000.
Higher.
Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
So I was going to guess like 170.
Higher. But. So the base price was $87,000. As I equipped it, $188,045 for a base Porsche Panamera that I could order today.
So you can easily get into the $200,000 range with those.
Oh yeah,
you could bought a turbo.
You could start with the $150,000 one and then add all the same things. Another $100,000 worth of accessories.
Yeah, and if you were, because the turbo is over 100 to start with, right?
Yeah. Yep. Price for equipment alone was $99,000, $495.
Oh my!
Do you think they do like 72 or maybe 84-month financing on that?
Oh yeah, let's find out. Apply for. I gotta apply. It doesn't even let me like. This connection's. Oh, never mind. Shoot.
If I was Porsche, I would give you 36-month financing, and that's it.
No way, man. This is America. You can get financing for anything you want.
Yeah, but if I was Porsche, that's all I'd give you. If you want something else, go find it from someone else.
Nah, they want it.
Actually, if
then you're paying $250 for this thing.
If I was Porsche, I would want to know how many other Porsche models have you owned yet to determine if you were privileged enough to be able to purchase a $180,000 Panamera.
Well, I feel like this is where you have to start, isn't it? Like if you want to start buying GT cars, this is where you got to start, is by buying a silly $200,000 base model Panamera.
Yeah. Or do you have to start at the Cayman or the Macan and then work your way up?
Well, your wife already has a Macan. This is your car.
That's true.
Anyways, that's all I got on my Porsche. Dusty, you're up.
All right. So my first one in relation to our current search for a larger automobile in expectation of having another mouth to feed in this house was to look at the Chevy Blazer, because that's what we're doing for real. So as much as my coworkers like to give me crap for the Blazer being a car and not being a Bronco.
Oh my God, what the fuck is this? So I just opened your link.
It's great.
Base price on the Blazer is $28,800. However, if you open it up and not touch anything, it starts off at $29,995. That's for the L. That makes 193 horsepower. It's pretty unremarkable overall. So to go absolutely insane, I went with the fully optioned Premier model. So before you add anything else to that, you've already jumped to $43,895. Keep in mind that this is basically just a Malibu underneath all of the stuff that's been piled on top of it. 3.6 liter V6 gets you 306 horsepower. I also have a note on here that this may or may not survive the first track session that you send it out with your friend, because it is that 3.6 liter V6.
It's true. You got to watch those track sessions.
Yeah. So
just never know.
Obviously we want a special color. There's only two options. I went with the iridescent pearl tricoat white for $995.
Yes.
The driver confidence package for $2,160. That gives you safety alerts, adaptive cruise, wireless charging, all that fancy stuff on the inside. Black accent package, which gets you like the blacked out bow tie and grill. That runs $925. Exterior decal package. That's the one that I think is really, really got you guys excited.
Oh yeah,
it really drives the whole thing. It really ties it all together.
It's so sporty.
Yeah, it brings it. It's like the rug and man, I've drawn a complete blank. The movie with Jeff Bridges in it. Never mind.
The rug
really ties the room together. So yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
It's been a really long week.
It's only half done.
So yeah, the exterior decal package that is offered for some god unknown reason puts like a rally stripe up the hood, and then it also puts it down the back hatch. and then gives you a graphic on the side with like a weird stripe thing and then a checkered flag pattern behind it.
That side graphic is really upsetting.
Yeah, it's super
so
awesome.
good.
And then the Premier package makes all of the cladding on the side body color, which makes it look like really chunky and weird. Moving further down the list, interior luxury package gets you the all-important illuminated dorsal plates. They're not customizable.
Damn,
those are $395. Illuminated bow tie emblems. So, fun fact about that: my dad's truck is a 3/4 ton Chevy. It has the illuminated bow tie emblem. He didn't realize it until after he'd already bought it and got it home, and then he was super pissed that it was a $395 option on the truck that he pulled off the lot. So all of that to say, this is it's obviously a nice vehicle. It makes 306 horsepower. It's got nice leather. Like they're super nice on the inside. However, I would not spend $57,000 on it, which is what this one totals up to
much
be.
money.
$60,000 for this.
Yeah, for a tall Malibu with a nice hatch.
That's what's crazy is that you built this, and then at the top it says matches found near you 661. I don't know.
Really? Because mine says 666.
Oh, you got 5 more matches than me.
So that's probably not a good.
How many matches are in Dallas?
1,500.
I didn't even. So what we've been looking at is the RS package, and that like blacks everything out and makes it a nice looking car.
That's one Jess likes.
Doesn't like completely blow it out of the water on the price, and they're offering a good amount of money off of them right now. But yeah, still don't want to spend $57,000 on one.
Not a chance. You can get a lot of other vehicles for $57,000.
It's a lot of remote control cars.
No kidding. Well, if the RC community from the podcast takes off his commission check, will buy him 2 of these.
His bonus check. So that's pretty crazy, and I'm offended by the side vinyl graphic thing. I'm really upset by that.
I clicked on that button because I've not seen one of these on the lot with that package. And I was like, exterior graphics, I wonder what that is. And I clicked on it, I was like, whoa.
Like, I'm fine with the hood. That doesn't bother me that much.
That stripe's
and
not terrible.
The hatch, I'm sure, is fine too. But that side package, the side graphic, it's not good. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it looks like I wish I could get it in that like teal metallic that they did the Cavaliers in, and then get that graphics package in like black and white with like fuchsia. Like that's really what it looks like.
That'd be good.
Have a nice blazer on the quarter panel and a good script font with like, some shadowing under it.
The early 2000s called. They want their car back. That's bad.
I'm basically just saying I want to make a new geo tracker. That's what I'm trying to get to here.
I like where your head's at.
So,
all right, Adam.
Let's roll into my next one here. This one, it shows up here next. The Chrysler Pacifica. Again, I'm just trying to help you guys out here.
Dusty. He's talking to Dusty.
I personally, I think that if I were in the new minivan market, this would be the only one I would even look at, because I like the Pacifica. It's a great vehicle. That being said, mostly, and Robbie, I included a picture of the interior of this in my
I see the interior on the exterior view, and it looks amazing.
So
yes, it's nice, real nice.
So there's a handful of options, right? Packages here. The Touring, which is the lowest entry level one, it's $31,609. Well, $34,045 without any manufacturer incentives. And then they've got 35th anniversaries, they have launch editions, they have the Touring, the Limited, and then the King of the Mountain, the top, the Red S edition. And the Red S is exactly like all the rest of them, except it has the most bitchin' interior that you have ever seen, that you have ever laid your eyes on.
Oh my God.
In a minivan. It has red leather seats because race van.
These seats would look at home in a strip club.
Dude, I love them. I think they're great.
Holy shit.
You can't tell me you wouldn't own that.
The website is really nice because I can just hit expand and then I'm in the inside the car and I can move around and look wherever I want, like a 3D video.
Whoa.
Yeah, 360 view. It's quite.
So I'm using that. So the people on YouTube are probably getting dizzy watching me try to navigate this stupid thing. But my God, these are ugly.
They're so cool, Robbie. They got S scripts on right underneath the headrest, and man, it just screams performance. I don't know why you hate all the things that are fast and performance-y, Robbie.
Because red leather is awful.
I kind of, I've never been a red interior fan, but I'm kind of digging this. I kind of like it.
It's got silver piping on it too. Like that's taking it up a notch.
It's very uptown.
No, it's very suburban.
The thing I can't handle in all the Chrysler stuff is that it has the gear shifter on the dash and it's a knob and it's right next to the air conditioning control, which is also a knob. So you might accidentally reach over to make it 2 degrees cooler and put the car in neutral going down the highway.
There's got to be a safety lockout for that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it's not attached to anything. So whenever you're going 60 miles an hour down the highway, you're not
knows better
going to do that.
Well, it's like the switching from 4-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive in a pickup. You flip the electronic switch or the knob, and then the computer does all the work, and then decides when it's actually going to do it. And it'll actually
do it
tell
on
you
its terms.
Yeah, it'll tell you, no, I'm not doing this. I would hope that Chrysler has got that figured out with their transmission, that if you decide to switch, you're like, I'm going to turn the volume down real fast and then switch it from drive to reverse. It's going to go, we're not doing that. We're going to stay in drive.
Yeah. So base price on the on this bitchin' race van is $48,990. Full spec'd out, every option you can select. It comes up to $53,730 before factory rebates. The option packages, there's of course the 3,600 pound trailer tow package.
You need that.
I need that.
You gotta get the jet skis to the lake somehow.
Well, I mean, I could put the Omni on a
dolly,
on a car dolly, and pull it behind my Pacifica. That'd be pretty sweet, right?
Yeah.
That's $1,000. For some ungodly, unexplainable reason, it has an engine block heater option because apparently it's a diesel.
That was super common. You could add that to almost every vehicle I tried.
I guess I didn't realize that was even an option on gas cars.
Me neither.
$115 for that.
And they're surprisingly cheap.
Yeah. The interior protection parts, which was like the heavy duty rubber floor mats and stuff like that, which when you have 3 rows of seating, that becomes quite a few mats. It's $680. It's not exactly cheap.
That's not cheap at all.
To get the 8th passenger seating package is another $500. Of course, we're going to need that because I love people and I need a vehicle that seats 8. That just makes absolute sense. And then this Uconnect Theater with streaming package, which I don't really. It's some sort of. I think it's a bigger screen and a bunch of stuff. Like
Wi-Fi and stuff.
Don't fucking need, and I don't understand why they put Wi-Fi in vans, but whatever.
The Silverado,
it's $2,000.
The Silverado's got Wi-Fi. It's really weird to me.
I don't get it.
No.
Do those people not realize that's coming off your data package? Like it's not. It's not like it's free Wi-Fi. Like, oh, I'll just connect a kid's iPad to that. Like, no, it's still the same thing, man.
Yep.
Well, do you have to pay a separate subscription for it?
Yeah, it's a separate data subscription.
Yeah, I think that
I have 4G LTE and then that gives Wi-Fi throughout the pickup. I have a free OnStar package right now, and that's part of it.
I think you can add them to your cell phone plan. Like you can go to Verizon and say, I have this vehicle, and you can add it as a data line. which I don't understand why you would do that.
No.
But it's an option.
Nope, it's going to expire. I'm not going to renew it. I will miss XM when it goes, but I'm not going to renew that either.
So the price on this one isn't quite as, I mean, it's still a $50,000 minivan, which I think is kind of ridiculous, but it's not quite so shocking as more. I was just like, these seats are bitching, and the world needs to know that you can buy a Chrysler Pacifica with like race inspired red leather seats.
Well, at least we know now Dusty doesn't have to buy that Blazer. He could save money and buy this.
Yeah, this is
nothing would make me happier than if Dusty bought this Chrysler Pacifica. So
I will say it on the podcast right now. I will never drive a minivan.
Oh, you can't say those things. Robbie has already proved that point today.
See, I'm not allowed to say I can't do something, and I'm also not allowed to say that I'm going to do something, because when
that's probably true.
When I say
too.
I'm going to do something, coronavirus hits and I don't get to do any of it. Then I say that I'm not going to do something, like, hey, you want these free tickets? Yes, of course I do.
Yeah. So
you just couldn't resist coming to hang out with us. So.
Oh, I wanted to do it. I just couldn't justify it at first.
It's going to be a great weekend.
And I'm also not working like half of August now. I still have a shitload of vacation to use up. Oh, well.
I wish that was my problem.
Feel bad for me. I have 56
I don't, Robbie.
I have 56 hours of vacation. I don't know what to do. Feel bad for me.
You can give it to me. How about that?
To say we'll just divide it amongst ourselves.
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds great.
If they would just pay me for it, that would be fine. But now I actually have to take days off. I feel bad for me.
Still not going to.
And now that everybody hates me, we want to move on.
Yeah, let's keep moving here. So we're quickly running out of time.
Okay, the rest of mine, I'm going to go a lot quicker.
Okay, what sort of ridiculousness are you coming up with next here?
All right, so I'm feeling fancy. Mercedes wins a lot of Formula One races, and I feel like I need to be part of Mercedes now. So I need to get into the Mercedes family by buying a Mercedes. So what's the cheapest Mercedes? I'm pretty sure it's the A220 sedan with an MSRP of $32,800.
I think you're going somewhere that I almost went as well. But they don't sell the one I really wanted anymore, apparently, so I gave up on it.
Oh, well, I just kind of built kind of the same concept of like, I'll take the cheapest one available and we'll see what I can add to it.
Okay, so you didn't go to the AMG packaged one?
Nope. This is, at the end of the day, this is just an A220 sedan.
Boo hiss.
So $32,000. On the exterior, I added the Patagonia red metallic because it didn't offer some flashy orange color, and some 19-inch AMG multi-spoke rims. That was $6,000. The interior is black leather with a natural grain black linen wood. That was $3,400. Entertainment and convenience, which would be like all of your adjustable seats, your panorama roof, dual zone heated, all that junk. Your 7-inch screen, blind spot assist. Oh wait, that's two different things. So yeah, and your blind spot assist, your navigation, all that stuff came to a total of $6,200. And then your performance and safety, which would be like, I got the 2-liter inline-4 turbo engine. Your active brake assist, your anti-lock brakes, because apparently people think they need anti-lock brakes, even though it's a luxury you don't need. Rear view cameras, LEDs, all that junk. That's another $4,100. All the driver assist stuff's in there. Yeah, active speed limit assist, active emergency stop assist, evasive steering assist, active brake assist. Apparently, you don't have to drive the Mercedes. It just actively does it.
It just drives itself to work, right?
Yeah, active distance, active steering assist, active evasive steering assist, active brake assist, active emergency stop assist, active speed limit, active lane keep, active blind spot, active lane change, whatever the hell pre-safe is, pre-safe sound, route-based speed adaptation. That's only a $2,200 add-on. And you don't have to drive this whole thing at all. You just sit in it and read your paper. It's great.
as a person with a 45-minute commute that happens very early in the morning on a regular basis, that sounds fantastic.
And you can get this in your base model Mercedes.
My base model Cavalier couldn't be more opposite if I tried, but because I don't even have cruise control and it's a manual. But
even the Z has got cruise control.
Nah, I don't have cruise.
I've been driving that
that's
every
just
day.
Because you got that's just because you got the fancy Z.
There's not a lot of fanciness about it.
Well, it could be less fancy. Mine doesn't even have cruise.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't realize that was a thing. I thought they all had that. All on the steering wheel.
I didn't either. Yeah, I didn't either until I'd already driven it off the lot. I was driving it home and I was like, let me just set the cruise here. Where's the button for that? Oh, there's not one. Awesome.
That's funny.
Did you have that like, I need to bring this back feeling, or did it even cross your mind? Like, well, it's too late.
No, absolutely not. No, I looked for that specific car for like 6 months. So by the time I got it, it was whatever. But
yeah, jeez, yeah, not having cruise control would suck.
It's rough.
Yep. So for your base model A220 sedan, you could option your $32,000 car all the way up to $52,500, and at the end, it's still a base model A sedan.
That's crazy. Now I kind of wish because I was going to do the AMG version of that vehicle.
Yep.
I was halfway through the build even, and I decided that it wasn't quite what I wanted because they don't sell the A45 AMG hatchback anymore, apparently, which is the car that I really wanted.
Yep.
And so I was like, this isn't what I want anyway. So I just let it go. But now I kind of wish I would have, because I want to know how much more expensive the AMG version would have been.
Yeah, this isn't like Porsche where you get like $100,000 in options. It just kind of looks like, you could add $20,000 to almost any car. Maybe, I'm sure there's a few more things, but.
Well, see, what I wonder is, obviously the AMG is going to be more expensive because it's the AMG and it's got the crazy motor in it and stuff like that. But I'll bet most of the options that you were able to add are probably just based on
a lot of those, yeah.
And that the pricing probably wouldn't have been that radically different.
No. It just looks like you can add about $20,000 worth of stuff. And then probably the higher end of the vehicle, the less you can add, is what it seemed to be with Mercedes. So nothing exciting there. Just $20,000 you could add to your $30,000 car.
Money. That's still not that far off from being double what it is as just an entry level vehicle.
Yeah.
And I bet you they sell more of them that are closer to the full spec than they are to the entry.
Yeah, I would imagine they don't have somebody going in and ordering what I just put together. They just have someone that show, like if you're buying the base model, you show up and buy whatever's there.
Right, but I'll bet you that most of the ones they sell have more options in them than not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
they're not speccing out base model cars to sit on the lot.
No, not really.
Nope.
Boy, that A45 hatch is a sweet looking little automobile.
The A45 AMG?
Yes.
Dude. It's also
There's one in
I want to say that it is the highest horsepower 4-cylinder production vehicle.
Yeah, this one article says 415 horsepower.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I want one. I think they're rad.
Yeah, it looks really good in matte gray finish. Yeah.
They're very expensive.
Ooh, and it's got like bright ass yellow accents on the interior. Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, that's one of those that I would love to just own. So,
all right, Dusty, what's your next one?
All right, so my next one was the low hanging fruit. It was a Porsche Macan.
Weird.
Yeah, so you start thinking adding a bunch of stupid options to a car, you immediately go to that little company in Stuttgart. So a base model Macan is 52.1. And I did this again because like if money was no option and ownership cost was no option, we would get one of these because they're really cool little cars. So the base model, you get a 2-liter turbo for it, makes 248 horsepower. They say it'll go 142 miles per hour top speed. All of that is on like their base, like technical specs page on the product page for the car, which is kind of funny. I need to know what the 0 to 60 time is on my small SUV.
Porsche. Lean into it, right? Screw it.
Yeah. So even better. I didn't go all the way. The turbo is the top level, but the GTS, I like the overall looks of the GTSs that I've seen. So I started with that one. So automatically you're adding 20,000 to the base price. So it's starting at 72.1. That's a 3-liter turbo V6, makes 375 horsepower. For those keeping tabs at home, that's 129.3 horsepower per liter, which is also a spec that they list on the website. And then awesome. Just below that line on the specs, it is 11.7 pounds per horsepower. So if you want to run it in mid of time trials, it's a production C car.
It's not that far off of a GLTC weight either, or power to weight. You could probably find your way into a GLTC spec with one of those pretty easily.
Oh man, you think you turned some heads showing up in a Cayman?
I got my caged McCann. I'm gonna get a wheel racing. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, especially if it was this one, because this is over the top. So 7-speed PDK is standard on all of them. There's a bunch of other transmission options too. I didn't even look at them that close. Some of the stupider options I put on here, the Macan didn't seem like it was as crazy as what the Panamera is on the lengths that you can go. But so I did it Miami blue, which is a $3,120 option. This is this bright ass turquoise kind of crazy looking color. 21-inch sport classic wheels, 1675, leather with Alcantara inserts and chalk stitching. That's a $4,790 option. Carbon fiber side blades, so the little indention in the side, you can get that in a carbon fiber piece. That's only $730, so it's kind of a bargain. Sport chrono package, so that sounds really fancy. It just means that there's a clock in the dash. That's $1,360.
Is that like a lap timer or something?
No, it's literally just an analog clock in the middle of the dash, just like
clock I can't even fucking read.
So surround view 360, where it has the 360 cameras on all sides, which is like, I think a standard option on the Blazer is $1,200 extra. They have a material called Race Tech's interior lining. You can get that for $1,550 on the headliner, and I think the doors, the A pillar, B pillar panels.
It uses the word race, so I gotta have it.
Yeah, we gotta have all of that. Illuminated carbon fiber door sills. I didn't do the customized ones because we're not getting extravagant here. Those are only $1,240. The Burmeister high-end surround sound system. For some reason in the Macan is only $5,700. It's not $5,950 or whatever it was in the Panamera. I don't know if it's got fewer speakers or what's taking place.
Probably two less.
And then one of the other things that I didn't get listed on here that was a cool option, I don't remember how much it was carpeted carbon fiber pattern floor mats with you could select a custom like stitching or piping color on them. So I did that in they called it acid yellow. It's basically like the Braun GP yellow. Basically I got to the point where I still had a couple of sections of stuff left, but I had already more than doubled the base price of the base model at $108,320. So I decided to call it a day there.
That's pretty crazy though.
Yeah, that's
this seems like a perfectly reasonable vehicle to haul your infant child around, right?
This is the vehicle that Matt Farah always has. I don't listen to it much anymore, but for a while there, he was touting that as like such a reasonable daily driver vehicle that was a good way to get you into the Porsche world for a decent price for what you got. So in doing just a little bit of looking on Auto Trader, you can do that because if you buy a 2017 right now, you can get it for like $30,000. There's just the like, even the GTS.
I don't know about the GTS. I haven't looked at them that close on purpose, but
I want to know.
And
now you're cross shopping a brand new Blazer with a used Macan, and that's just a world you don't want to be.
It's a German performance car with 75,000 miles on it and no warranty. What's the worst that could happen?
It's fine.
I think they're better than they used to be, right?
They can't be worse. Probably.
Twin turbo, dual clutch transmission. I mean, I just hear all kinds of potential complication, but
I'm just hearing selling points.
Yeah, you only live once.
Exactly. Life's too short to drive a responsible vehicle.
You have friends with lots of experience with twin turbo sequentially shifted transmission vehicles. It's fine. It's basically the same thing as Ferris's Corvette. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll just drive it over to Ferris's house and be like, get Alex to fix this. I don't know, like HP tune it or something.
Yeah, put HP tuners on there and off we go.
So yeah, $108,000 for your entry level mom mobile.
That's a lot of money.
That is really hard to swallow, though. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Adam, what's your last one?
So we've kind of talked about Mitsubishi a little bit today, I think, even if I remember right, that was not before the show started, because sometimes I forget.
It was definitely before the show.
Was it? Son of a bitch. So
we were just discussing how long we can expect Mitsubishi to be a thing.
Well, there you
go. It will not be a thing.
Robbie's going to put that in his predictions every year until he's right.
Until I'm right.
So I was like, I wonder what kind of silly things we can do with them. So it turns out that you can spend kind of a lot of money on an Outlander if you really wanted to.
You don't.
So I built a GTS as well, oddly enough, because apparently they have a performance spec version of the Outlander. So
Porsche should sue them for that.
Well, technically, it's GT space S-AWC. So I don't think it's GTS so much as GT SAWC or SAWC.
It's the GT SOC.
It's the
SWAC.
or,
yes.
or GT SOC.
Yeah.
So, I don't even see the base price listed on here now, and I don't want to get around too far in here, but yeah, so you can spend a lot of money on this if you really wanted to. So base starts out with the SEL starts out at $36,295. So not a small amount, but it's not too bad. But when you start to spec it up, we're almost at that $50,000 mark. It's so
for a Mitsubishi,
dangerously close. So for a Mitsubishi, yeah.
So yeah, I'm seeing a $24,895 for the base price.
Okay, are you? There you go. I managed to get that up to $47,925, which is an astronomical amount of money for a Mitsubishi. So, what I'm a little confused by here, when you look at the details section, it says 1-speed transmission. So maybe I selected a CVT.
It has to be a CVT, right? They have a $50,000 CVT Outlander.
I assume it's a CVT.
Ugh.
So I was able to get red diamond as a color with black quilted leather because I love my quilted leathers. $600 for that stuff. The GT interior package with the leather appointed seating surfaces, the optical black instrument panel accents, and the black floor console was an extra $400. This too has an LED illumination package, which illuminates things like the grill and the whatnots. Body graphics, which they didn't exactly tell me what they were putting on there. It's just body graphics. It's $300. You got to have it. Charging cable storage bag for $70. I don't know what I'm storing in there, but I got to have it. So, yeah, you can. They have some really weird accessories. Well, not that that's any surprise. There is a towing package. They didn't give me a tow rating, but it's $500. You got to throw that on there. Rear parking assist sensors are apparently not stock options. Even though,
I thought that was a safety requirement.
That's why I'm really confused why my Silverado doesn't do it.
They're $500, which, I thought that would just be like a thing that everybody had.
I guess not.
So, they also have a payment calculator. You can buy this straight from Mitsubishi. Get it financed for 72 months at just a tick under 2% APR for a whopping $627 a month. Just a lot of money for a Mitsubishi.
That's crazy.
Hey, but you can lease it for just $426 a month.
Yeah, but you also have to put $3,500 down, plus a security deposit, plus the first month payment is due on lease.
And then at the end of it, you probably still owe like $24,000.
Yeah. And it probably has terrible mileage options, and you're going to end up going way over, and you're going to spend a bunch of money on it there, and you just as well have bought it. So, there are 7 similar ones near me, but none of them are exactly like this one, which doesn't surprise me. So,
it's probably not
I just
a lot
thought
out there.
that I was just really surprised that you could spend almost $50,000 at a Mitsubishi dealer. Considering they also
if you were only buying one car, yeah.
Well, okay. That's fair. Because they'll also sell you a $12,000 Mirage. So, one end of the spectrum. I mean, you could buy this or you could buy a Blazer. I mean, those are your choices, really.
There's not really much of a choice.
You'd buy the Mitsubishi. I agree.
Obviously, yeah. Why would you bother?
I would feel better about the Chevy dealership still being there in 3 years whenever I needed something serviced on it.
I'm not sure that this is an accomplishment, but the local Mitsubishi dealership claims that they have the highest percentage of sales increase over 3 years running of any auto manufacturer in America.
Yeah, when you sell 3 vehicles a month and you jump to 6 vehicles a month, it's really who gives a shit?
Percentage increase or total number increase?
Oh, definitely not total number. I think it's percentage increase.
Because if you get Carl Chevrolet that sells like 100 vehicles a day.
Yeah. During lockdown, they sell 100 vehicles a day.
Yep. Even the dealer I bought my pickup from, he said that their sales actually were up. Like they honestly never saw a hit.
I was going to say, I have a sneaking suspicion that around here, at least, they didn't do as bad as the news leads you to believe.
No, not the dealers.
I think it must be fairly slow down here, just because all the used lots look like they're just bare. It's really weird.
Like all the new lots are bare because no one's got deliveries of new vehicles, but other than that, their sales are good.
I've seen that the used car market is insane and there's not enough stock. But it sounds to me like Hertz is going to fix that problem.
Yeah,
because they need to sell 200,000 cars by the end of the year.
Oh boy,
yeah. So, but yeah, who knew that you could spend $50,000 on a Mitsubishi?
Nobody knew that
on a singular Mitsubishi. So
okay, I got one more. I'll go real quick.
Yeah.
I found a configurator that allows you to build a 2015 Chevy Camaro. I don't know why it exists, but it exists.
What?
But because of the thing I wanted to focus on, and I knew they didn't do it anymore, and I knew the 15s did. So you can build in 2015. We'll just pretend that this is a few years ago. You can buy a brand new 2015 Camaro, you spec it out. Base price for a 2015 1LS, MSRP $23,700. That's a pretty cheap car.
What's a 1LS?
The cheapest one you could buy.
Okay.
So that you get.
That's going to be like base model 4-cylinder, right?
I was going to say 6, but yeah, probably 4-cylinder. I didn't even look. Doesn't matter. But yeah, so you get it's the lowest level Camaro you can get. And then you get the most expensive color you can get, which is the bright yellow, which every single Camaro in 2015 was. You don't get any options. You get black interior. No options for equipment inside. That's just what you get. You get a CD player. You get Bluetooth. You get cruise control because that's standard. 2 cup holders, which again is standard, even though Nissan doesn't believe that either. Yeah, just basic stuff. You get the 3.6 liter V6, 6-speed manual transmission. You get you can add the appearance package, which would be like your side skirts, your blade, wing, spoiler thing, and then a grill. And that's $2,700. You get floor mats for $250 because obviously you don't want to get mud on your carpet. And this is where it gets outrageous to me. In 2015, Chevy offered a 21-inch silver-painted aluminum wheel on the Camaro, and it was a $6,000 option.
Oh,
and people bought this because
all the time.
And the reason I was going this path was because people bought it because they thought the 21s looked better on the Camaro for some reason. Then, once they went to go buy tires, they realized that Pirelli was the only one that made a tire for that car in that size, and they were effed because they were like $400 a tire. So then everyone's trying to sell their 21-inch Camaro wheels because they don't want to have 21-inch Camaro wheels. But who pays $6,000 for an OEM wheel?
That's crazy.
So what you do is you take your 2015 base Camaro, stock V6 with the 6-speed, you paint it yellow, you add a couple interior bits, and then you throw on the $6,000 wheels, and it's a $34,000 vehicle from the factory, and all you have is a Camaro on 21s. And they're everywhere.
I can't believe. I mean, I realize that almost $2,000 of that is probably just tire.
Yeah, it has to be. But $6,000
that leaves $4,000 for the rims, and $1,000 a rim is pretty nuts. Though
it's outrageous.
That's close to Forge Line money.
Yeah,
yes.
Like there was a pretty big margin in those wheels.
Yep. Yeah, honestly, there's really nothing too crazy about this car. It's just a stock Camaro on 21s was $34,000, which is $11,000 more than the base price. So 33% increase for those wheels.
That's hilarious.
All right, that's all I got. Dusty?
So my last one, I wanted to throw in a little special surprise for Adam. We already talked a lot about RC cars, so I'll just keep it pretty brief.
We're the number 2 RC podcast. It's fine.
So I decided that he needed to kind of be looking for his next one past the Stampede. So we offer a miniaturized trophy truck we call the Unlimited Desert Racer. It's like full tube chassis, like fully detailed out, like the full size trophy truck. So the truck itself is $759. It runs 50 miles per hour. It's 4-wheel drive. It's got a solid axle in the rear with trailing arms and like dual shocks in the back and the front. It's everything that's cool and exciting about driving a trophy truck, just scaled down. We also sell a crap load of accessories for it. So this is kind of bending the rules because you have to buy the stuff and put it on. But so $759 truck, throw in the battery and charger setup for another $240. Then we can do the ultimate version where we have a black chrome chassis that looks like real metal. You throw on window nets. We've got Fox shock caps with etched logos, so they look like the real thing. Anodized aluminum suspension arms, a big crazy steering servo to get it all powered up in the front. And you come up with a total of $1,847.
Holy crap. That's crazy.
So
you can't keep these on the shelves, can you?
So right now anything that as I was saying earlier, anything that is related to recreation is moving like crazy. But yeah, these trucks are super cool. It's kind of it's good to live next to the desert to be able to go out and do like what it really wants to do. But they're super fun. So if you needed an idea of where you want to go next, I just wanted to give you an option, Adam. So.
Robbie, I just want to also note for you, because I know how much you love these, they do sell a fully built out 6x6 G-Wagon.
What's that cost? It doesn't matter. I'll buy it anyways. Can I put Jurassic Park stickers on it?
Yeah, so it's exactly. We even have the matte gray version that's just like the ones that they used in the new Jurassic Park movies. So,
all right, I'm in. Yep, doesn't matter what the cost is. I need it. I got a big yard. I can drive in the yard. It's fine.
Your yard would be fun to rip around in.
Yeah, Josh Jones asked if we could turn it into a go-kart track.
That'd be cool too.
It's probably the best idea he's ever had.
There's probably some bullshit HOA rule that's going to stop you from doing that.
I have a copy of the HOA, and it says nothing about doing a go-kart track on my yard.
Yet.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to be the guy that writes rules in racetrack rule books, I'll be the guy that has HOA rules written about him. It's fine.
You need to just work your way into the HOA, become the president, and then build yourself a racetrack.
That was actually brought up earlier this year. They were trying to get people to come in. I was like, I don't know. I'm busy enough, man. I don't want to be on the HOA.
You realize how many boards I'm
on so many boards already.
That's a resume builder alongside the leader of the Mid-If time trials.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with another board. Luckily, the person that's in charge is like, she moved in and just kind of took over, and she's super cool and like wants to do fun things and doesn't want to have it be like a typical HOA, which is like, I really appreciate.
She got rid of the speed bumps.
That's on the agenda. Yes.
Oh, they're not gone yet? I thought they were gone.
They're so buried, they're not even existent. It doesn't matter.
They're really not. At this point, it's more of a get rid of them as like a
no, they're worthless
symbol.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think they're completely buried. No one even has to slow down for them anymore. I slow down a little bit in the Z, but that's about it.
Hilarious.
Yeah, stupid. We all knew it was stupid.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Weird that it would sink into a gravel road.
You don't say. Well, at the bottom of a hill, so it just like every time it rains, it just fills.
Yeah.
Every time it rains, it moves a little bit further down the hill.
No, it just gets covered more and more in like dirt, like in Jurassic Park. You know, when the mud's coming down and it covers the shaving cream container.
Shaving cream can, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that. Every time it rains, it just kind of covers the speed bump a little more. Anyways,
life finds a way.
Life finds a way to get rid of that speed bump.
Let's do some news, guys.
As always, the news is presented by Apex Pro. I was talking to Andrew this week, and apparently sales are good. That's a good. That I can take credit for that because obviously all of the people that are buying it are listeners of the podcast because they want to go faster. Because everyone knows that to go faster, you must listen to 1010's podcast and have an Apex Pro. But people apparently
sounded to me like they're having a similar problem to the boys in the RC world where they are having a hard time keeping stock.
Yep, even. That's what we were talking about. They said getting parts was like getting the pieces to make the actual units has been the challenge, not actually making sales because they've had people that want them, which is great because it's a great unit. But yeah, if you want to support us and support Andrew at Apex Pro, use our code 10tenths at checkout. You get free window mount. But even if you don't use our code, I still want you to go to apextricoach.com and get your unit, and then you join the Facebook group, the the Data Acquisition Beginners group. That's walks you through like a lot of the data stuff. Andrew's posting a lot of videos. It's super helpful for getting your feet wet in this. So apextricoach.com.
Yep, I was super happy with a couple of sessions I used it at Hallett.
Yeah, it's get in on that, man.
The first session it was all red and going, you suck at this, and then the second session I was chasing Dalton, then it was like
green,
like half green, half red, and then more green, and then more green. So
now I like to see it when it says all green. I'm like, I could go faster than that. I could turn that green even more green. So
gotta prove it wrong, man.
Exactly. I want to go back in there going faster than have you have that one dot red, knowing that there's more.
First up, designer star Frank Stevenson is auctioning sketches from his YouTube show for a great cause. So this guy has designed a couple of cars.
It's a couple of the best cars ever.
Some notable ones, of course, being the first BMW X5, a great car. The Mini Cooper from the BMW era. Fiat's popular 500. Great cars like that. And I guess, he was also responsible for things like Robbie's favorite Ferrari, the F430.
It's not my favorite.
Well, it's up there though.
It's F50.
It's up there though. Maserati's MC12, which is just a better looking Enzo. And of course, Robbie and I's possibly favorite car of all time, maybe even.
It's right up there.
The P1. So apparently he does a YouTube series where he kind of goes through what he was thinking when he designed these.
And it's super, super good. I was
watching. You watched them?
Yeah, I was watching some before the show, actually.
Yeah.
So
is it?
They're like 7 to 12 minute videos. So what he does is they got a camera on him, multiple cameras probably, and he just sits down with a piece of paper and a ballpoint pen, and he starts sketching out the car he's talking about. So like the one I just watched was the Ferrari F430 episode. So he's talking about like what he was tasked with. So it was like, they had the Ferrari 360, and they wanted to have the next iteration of that, which would be like a continuation of the 360 with a more aggressive design. And so he's sketching it out and like, so here's where we started. And he's like kind of has a silhouette and it sort of looks like a 360. He's like, so then when we had to change it to go to the 430, so then he's like explaining like, the 430 is the only one that ever has, production vehicle that ever had the logo stamped into the mirrors. How they came up with the design for the vents. His theory on vents any vent on a vehicle has to be functional. He hates vehicles that don't have functional vents. And he just kind of goes into the thought process as he's walking through the design. So like, I assume there's going to be a shitload more of these videos. They got the McLaren P1 video, the BMW X5. He's got the Cosworth with the multiple wings. He talks about that.
That actually never made it to production. He designed it that way.
Yep.
But the triple wing one that he draws in the video never actually made it to production.
Right. That would be part of his concept. There's that Ford Cosworth spoiler episode 3. So yeah, he's got a really cool YouTube channel. So if you look up Frank Stevenson Design Videos, that's where that is. So he's one of the premier vehicle designers. And then as part of his YouTube channel, which again he did the live video today, which of course we didn't watch because we're doing this podcast, where he announces that he's going to be, I don't know if they're auctioning or selling these sketches from the videos. And then all the proceeds go to, gosh, I can't remember what it's called.
Harrison's Fund.
Thank you.
A nonprofit looking for a cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which apparently is pretty rare, but not good.
Not good at all.
Yeah, I think this is really cool because I just love these drawings.
Yeah, the design sketches.
His drawing of the X5 looks like a 5 Series BMW, just like stretched up like a 5 Series wagon. I'm like really curious to watch these now and hear what the thought process was and like the evolution.
I would pay absurd amounts of money for that P1 drawing, which I'm sure somebody else who actually has absurd amounts of money will pay him for that. So I'm never going to get a chance to, but it's so cool.
Yeah, I haven't watched that video yet, but he's got it hasn't
P1 been released.
The P1's released. Like. The P1's released.
Oh, is it?
Yep. So he's got the P1 video, and then like a picture's got like a swordfish under it. So I'm curious as to where the inspiration for the swordfish or the car from the swordfish comes from.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like the old Mako Shark Corvettes where some executive at McLaren caught that fish and said, we need to make this fish into a car. And then
probably. This is my trophy fish.
There's a story with the Corvettes that they asked them to like match this Mako Shark that they caught. And they asked him to match the paint on the car to the way the shark was colored, and they couldn't do it. And they like repainted the car like 4 times. And then they finally ended up painting the shark with the same color they painted the car with. And the execs come back in and they're like, oh yeah, that looks awesome. Good job.
Jeez.
That's super funny.
Yeah. I would have done the same thing after the 4th try.
I think I would have done it after the 2nd.
But yeah, super cool.
This will either work or I'll get to go work for Ford now. One of the two.
Either way.
So I just thought it was kind of a feel good thing, which we could all use. And I think I might have to sit down and try and watch a few of these.
They're super interesting.
They look cool.
Yep.
I have no artistic talent whatsoever. Like I can't draw straight lines with rulers.
Same.
And so the fact that this guy's like freehanding these drawings is mildly fascinating to me in of itself.
Yeah, because he just sits down and then just draws 2 circles, and then just draws the car around him. It's crazy. All with a ballpoint pen.
I just don't understand how people can be that talented.
Yep.
So, very cool.
Yeah, as somebody that pretends to draw every once in a while or design things, I feel like if I watch that, I'm going to be like super inspired and also really discouraged all at the same time.
That's about right.
Yeah, I can get that. So, up next, the 2021 Mercedes-Benz S-Class will be the first production car with rear seat airbags. And I put this on here more because I was shocked that was a true statement.
That this is the first one?
That like Volvo doesn't have that, or somebody like I can't believe that in this day and age with like as many like, you know, airbags as some of these vehicles have, that no one has put it in a production vehicle yet.
Right.
Yeah, like I had a Scion TC that I think had like 7 airbags, and that was a $24,000 car. Like, how has Mercedes not done this a long time ago?
Or like, I mean, you know, I guess my first thought would have been Volvo. Like, if you'd have asked me who did it first, I would have said Volvo.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
because they're all, that's, you know, that's their thing, is safety. So I would have just assumed that that's who had done it. But the fact that it hasn't been done at all yet really surprised me.
Yeah, and it's not like a traditional airbag either. It's like part of the rear of the driver and passenger seat, and then it's more of like a catcher's mitt, so that when there's an accident, person in the rear seat gets caught by the catcher's mitt, so it kind of surrounds the occupant rather than the traditional bag that slams you in the face.
Breaks your nose.
Yeah.
Makes a breeze.
Well, I'm curious if it's different also because there are, let's see, 22 states that don't require back seat belts, I think. Iowa being one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if they designed it with the knowledge of there's a good chance that a lot of people in the back seat aren't wearing seat belts. And then they designed it a little bit differently. And maybe not. That's just one of the things that crossed my mind. I was like, well, in Iowa, I don't have to wear a seatbelt back there.
Being the catcher's mitt shape, it also makes it really satisfying, like when you hit it, like a nice fastball coming into home plate.
Yeah,
that's what I want to hear when my airbag is deployed. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want to hear the sound of my nose being broken. I want to hear a satisfying thud of a fastball.
Yep.
What's more American than that?
There's not much. I mean, it's going to be difficult to make it sound like bald eagles, so I'll take fastballs instead. So, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. It was kind of a more of a shocking statistic or a factoid that was. I mean, I guess I just assumed that was a thing, you know?
Somewhere, yeah.
So,
we got one more.
Yep, one more. Mercedes related as well. Mercedes is killing off a bunch of cars.
Good. They've got way too many cars as it is.
They're going to try and make their lineup just a little less confusing, it sounds like.
Yeah, so they've got too many cars to over 100, to the tune of over 100 different vehicle variants in the U.S. market.
That's crazy.
It's too much. We talked about it, in the past, and it's like you just keep scrolling through their website. You got this class and like 13 cars, and then this class and 13 more cars, and then it's just different variants of the same car.
Yeah, my thought when I saw this was maybe they've been listening to the show and they were like, "Oh yeah, this doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it?"
Yeah, those guys out of Iowa, they get it.
So they're considering dropping the coupe and convertible versions of the S, C, and E class nameplates along with the CLS.
Jeez.
And one of the GTs.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure which one they would drop, I guess, but so I don't know. I think that a lot of them probably need to do that, and I think that in the world we have right now. The with the COVID and the all that stuff, that streamlining and simplifying of product lines is probably going to be a thing we see a lot of.
Yeah, and Mercedes was a long time coming to begin with.
Mercedes sells 19 convertible cars.
That's too many.
19.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's something I didn't think about until I was reading this. They were talking about like the production headache of, how often they're having to switch their lines over between those cars and everything. And then two, their dealership network, their sales staff, their service staff, and everybody's got to be trained on 100 different cars just to be up on what they're selling today. Not to mention what's coming in 6 months.
That's a daunting task as a salesman alone.
Yeah.
But imagine how much worse it would be as a mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I realize that a lot of those probably like share engines and share chassis and stuff like that. So there's some carryover from line to line, but every single one of them is still a little bit different.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you get the salesman from the meme where he just slaps the roof of it and just says something generic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this baby will do that. No problem.
Sorry, we only sell our Mercedes-Benzes by appointment, and you have to list out the vehicles you might be interested in purchasing before coming.
So I can study up.
So I can make sure that you get the right sales guy who's spent some time studying those 5 lines of cars. Everyone gets 5 or 6 of models, and you just learn those models really well.
What about the E-Class? Oh, that's James's area. That's not mine. Sorry.
BRB. Let me grab a guy. So.
Yep. Probably
move.
the right move.
This is a thing we'll see more often from more manufacturers.
Yeah.
So.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
We gotta shut this shit down. I gotta go to work.
You're late. You're late, my friend.
I had a cushion in there because I knew better.
Smart.
So
he's playing mind games with us.
We need to be done at 10:15. We're fine. But Dusty, thanks
right now. I will pull into the gate at the time I had planned on. So
it's cool. We got like 10 more minutes then.
As much as I don't like to say it, I think my guys are used to me being a few minutes late on my night cuts because I'm the only one who has a child to put to sleep and all those sort of things. So
yeah,
they're used to me not being quite there. And thankfully I have a group of guys who are good enough to be ready when I get there, and we just roll out. So
that's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got work to do.
Yep. Well, thanks again for coming on, Dusty.
Yep. Thanks again for having me.
We'll probably make this more common because it's nice to have 3 people, especially if we're
nice.
We're on Zoom already, so let's just throw people together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. The Zoom works out pretty well, other than whenever we go robo.
But. Yeah.
I was thinking today, Robbie, specifically, and I'm going to say on the recording for those who did this, but we did when Michael kind of stepped away, and we had mentioned that maybe we would be interested in talking to a few people who we'd never had. We got a decent number of emails that I don't think we ever replied to. Maybe we should.
Might have to. I know we got.
So if you did that, be on the lookout. One of these days we might get back at you.
Yep. And apparently Mandy McGee was really happy with our interview. So she went and told all her friends at Shift Up Now. So if you didn't like having that type of interview, too bad, because a bunch of them are coming. Because I had a really fun time on that interview, and a bunch of the girls from Shift Up Now want to do a show together. So hell yeah.
Robbie was like, I'm so used to girls turning me down and it's a game of numbers. And so I'm just going to hit up every female in motorsports.
Yeah.
And, 1 or 2 of them will come back. And then they all did. So we had just like this run of female interviews, which is great.
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny.
It was, because that one week I was like, man, I actually had, this is like when we first had Martina Kwan on. I had time. I was like, oh man, I could knock out like a bunch of interviews in the next 2 weeks if I can schedule them out. So I just sent out a bunch of emails, and then like I got lost in like message requests, queues and stuff. So like people, then they started to get to them like a week or 2 later. It's like, yeah, of course I'll be on. Okay, great. Now we have to play schedule tag on who we can fit in. So now it's it's a good problem to have, is that we have people that want to be on the show, and then now we're just like scheduling it out, and then we're having interesting people that are not quite the same guests we've had for 200 episodes. No offense to the 200 other guests we've had.
That's cool.
See how it is.
You're just like us, Dusty. Nothing special.
I've reached podcast normalcy.
Yeah, you're just one of the guys now.
You might be close to the most reoccurring person now. It was James before.
Yep.
But I think you may have surpassed James.
So I was thinking back in the day on Saturday Night Live, they had the 5 Timers Club, where if you'd hosted 5 times, they like let you in, like these doors opened and you got a special smoking jacket and stuff.
That would be cool.
There needs to be a 10 Tenths 5 Timers like Zoom chat or something.
I'm all about a 10 Tenths podcast smoker's jacket.
I'm in on that.
So
add it to the store next to the long sleeve shirts.
Oh, they won't let me add anything to the store right now because they can't get new shirts in, so I can't add new product.
Yeah.
So like I was all excited because I was like, again, I was in my spare time, I was adding like designs I was starting to put together. And I was like, oh, well, that's a big waste of time because I can't upload them anyways. So we're just kind of stuck with what we got for now.
Until we get some Iowa Man Racing merch going.
Yeah, keep on a lookout for that.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to let you go to work, Adam.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. We'll catch you later.
Yep, thanks again.
Catch you guys next week.